Number 8 ahead of the fact, really nice Son of Futura to come home and win. Exciting race indeed, especially 50 kilos, under a little bit of pressure.
Very, very happy. I mean, we were under pressure the whole last 3 weeks, I think, with Justin. Telling him which jockeys to put on, because I must be honest, I didn't know the jockey at all. But they spot on as always. I mean, just unbelievable. And also to say, Vicky, is that, you know, in racing, you're up against some big guys who spend a lot of money. And this horse we got for 100,000. So you know you can do it. You know, in that type of money, you can do really nicely in this game.
And then they give you so much fun. I mean, like this chap, he's so straightforward. He's just a horse, I'm sure, one of your most enjoyable horses to own.
Fantastic. I mean, I've never shouted so loud. I was just saying, I think I'm quite embarrassed now. But anyway, I think a drink will settle me down. And also, we never say well done to the Snails. I mean, they're so professional. They planned this to the T. And what a pleasure to be friends with them and obviously to have them train our horses. Yeah.
Well done. Nice value purchase and all the fun.
100%, yeah.
Brilliant. Were you shouting as loud? Were you competition?
Not as loud, but I tried. But I've just got off a plane, so yeah, I'm catching up.
Well, you can also have a drink to enjoy and celebrate. That'll do the trick.
I certainly will, but just to the rest of the owners who are sitting at home, well done to you guys. And, you know, it's called ahead of the facts for nothing. Not for, you know, you can look at the form, but he's going to be ahead of the facts.
We're all in agreement there, so have fun. You can accept your trophy. Felix will hand it over. The listed for Lovington Stakes has gone the way of number 8 ahead of the facts. So there you go. You can have a nice picture and a nice memory, and you can thoroughly enjoy that. Yeah, there you go. Shout, David. Next up, we're going to chat to Justin Snaith, trainer of Ahead of the Facts. Congratulations. That's now become the shot glass for the celebrations. Justin, as David touched on, purchased 100,000 Rand, and he's turning out to be a really great stayer.
Yeah, look, I think that we're very fortunate. I have my brother. Candace got Marky, I got Jono. So we've all grown up since we were kids, and it's amazing that we're all still here. I think many a times we've all wanted to go do something else, but this is what puts food on the table for us. So really well done to my brother. He goes to every sale, looks at every horse, whether it's a non-fashionable stallion, a fashionable stallion, a stud farm that is not good luck for us, or a stud farm that we do well at. So he goes and looks at every horse. It's almost like a challenge for him to actually say that he's seen every horse that was born that year. So I think it's very important, and that you make sure that you don't miss that horse that could be something like this. He's just such a beautiful individual. They've been very patient, all the partners. There have been times where it was testing, I must be honest, but he is by Futura. You've got to be patient. He's the most lovely individual, the kindest natured horse. And I said to the rider that you are so lucky. He's going to cruise you around for 2,500 meters, and you're just going to have great fun. And we were quite bullish of him running a good race, especially with 50 kilos. But I specifically waited for this race. There have been other races where he probably could have won, but I waited for this race. I was actually reading at the conditions to see what penalty he will get, and the maximum penalty will be 8 points on his current rating. So whatever is now, another 8 points, there's a good chance we'll look for the next race where they cannot. You know, sometimes these horses win a race like this and the handicap will give them 20 points. I think it's very important that there are those races where you're given that chance. And we always look for those types, and very fortunate that we found it here. So really well done to all the partners concerned. This is one of those horses that deserves to win.
He does indeed, and interesting, you were not on this stage, I think it was at Hollywoodbets Durbanville with Mucha De Niro 2 years ago. You say Ramzam also 50 kilo, I think, as Grant was saying, it was Gavin Smith that said, if you want a rider who can ride 50, this is your guy, and here he is again 2 years later.
Absolutely. For me, that is one of it's sad that it seems we lose the nice people in this industry sometimes, and the ones that aren't so nice seem to live forever. And sadly, Gavin was one of those guys. He was our favorite person in the Eastern Cape over decades. When I had a satellite yard there, he was one of the few trainers that was just always nice to us and always a pleasure. We always were in communication on a daily basis. If he was sending me a message of good luck, I would be sending him. But I think he's very fortunate. It looks like he's got a very, very nice youngster, Dean. And it is a sad moment, but at the same time, it's very fortunate there's somebody like that can pick up the pieces, and he looks like a good kid.
He does indeed. Well, Justin, for the win with the Head of the Facts, well done.
Great, thank you very much.
Please accept your trophy. Felix will hand that over. So number 8, Ahead of the Facts, Cyrilla Stud, bred the son of Futura. So well done to them, and Jose Ramzan, jockey aboard, who's standing by with Sheldon.
Well, Jose Ramzan has come into town once again for Justin Snaith, and Jose Ramzan, mucho dinero a few years back, and now you've flown back into town, and you've done it again.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, whenever Mr. Snaith phones me up here, he always means business. So, yeah, he always puts me on, the nice ones. Some major thank you to him. Can't do it without him. Must also thank the owners a lot. And yeah, there's so many people to thank you. First of all, my parents. Secondly, my friends and my colleagues. And yeah, they've been nothing but supportive today. They're always, wishing me luck and everything. Said they're going to be watching and everything like that. And yeah, also thanks to Keenan. He gave me some info about the horse because he has ridden it before. And Chad Little was also, telling me about the track and everything because it's my first time riding here as well in Kenilworth. So yeah, it's a beautiful place. I don't want to go, but I have a flight tonight. So yeah, big thank you to everyone.
Now, getting back to the pace early on, they were structuring who was going to go to the front, and then eventually they settled into stride.
Yeah, there was always, you can see in the book, there was always going to be a genuine pace on. But yeah, I've been watching its replays and everything like that. It always runs strongly from behind. And I was drawn 8 out of 8, so it was just the obvious choice to just drop it out and take it from there. And yeah, coming into straight, he just picked it up nicely. He was so nice and relaxed during the race. Just before the turn for home, he wanted to get going a bit early, and I had to be like, whoa, relax a bit. But yeah, everything worked out. He quickened up so nicely, and he'll only go on from here.
You're getting spoiled by the stable, wild card later on?
Yeah, class horse, but it's a race full of class horses, so we'll take our chances. We'll see what happens.
Well done.
Thank you.
Jose Ramsden has come, seen and conquered.